All right, I have two members of Grits and Greens with me tonight. They're from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We have Ryann McGhee and also Jessie McGhee, and they're husband and wife, and I think that's exciting. Ryann, how would you describe your music?
I would say it's primarily rock and roll. We have various elements. I think we have a lot of soul. We've got some heavier parts as well. We've got a little bit of funk, a little bit of jam band just from our influences. But I would say rock and roll is the overarching genre.
Jessie, winding the clock back, how did you first become interested in music?
I was introduced to Pink Floyd at a young age from my mom, and I loved a lot of classic rock of that era, and Jimi Hendrix really got me into wanting to play guitar. I saw a movie about Jimi Hendrix, a documentary, when I was young, so it got me wanting to do it, so I started playing guitar at about 13.
So you use a slide guitar in some of your songs. So who influenced you as far as using a slide?
I really liked the music of Derek Trucks, Duane Allman, and Lowell George of Little Feat.
I wanted to talk a little bit about when you first started playing music. I think it's real important. Some people just are pushed into it. Some people, embrace it. But how did you first start playing music? I mean, when did you know that's what you wanted to do? Ryann?
I knew at a really early age. My mom was a vocalist. We sang in our church, and when I was probably 9 or 10, I wanted to be done with using an accompaniment CD to sing. So I started playing guitar to accompany myself. But I knew at a really early age that whatever I did, I wanted to be playing music in some capacity. Fast forward, I went to college and didn't know if music could be profitable for me, so I kind of went some other paths, but eventually landed here.
So you started playing guitar. You also play keyboards. Any other instruments or?
I was on the drum line in high school, but I can't get on a drum kit and play. I dabble in a lot of things. The keyboard's a really new installment for me. I started playing it probably like 6 to 8 months ago. So it's real new, but the guitar has been my main instrument for years.
Talk a little bit about your voice as an instrument.
Yes.
You have a unique voice. Have people told you that? And
Yes.
How did you develop that voice?
So my mom, we used to listen to a lot of Norah Jones, and I love the way Norah Jones sings. My mom has a very similar voice. Her singing voice is similar to that. But I got to college and I met some musician friends, and a close friend of mine, the first time he saw me sing, he said, I think you have more in your voice if you could sing from your stomach. And I tried it, and this sort of raspy grittiness came out, and it just sort of, from there, I held on to it.
I want to talk a little bit, Jessie, about, you mentioned earlier some of the people that influenced you, but when it all boils down, who do you think was your biggest influence as far as music and what you do today?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because I've got 3 bands that really mean a lot to me as far as my musical influence goes. That would be Pink Floyd, The Grateful Dead, and Fish. So it's real right there in between for different reasons, but those 3 guys are.
Would you consider y'all's music kind of a jam band type music if those are your influences?
Sort of. It's like we're a band that jams. We're not really a jam band. We don't do every single song is like that. We just like to experiment and have a good time and make good transitions between songs. But we don't necessarily call ourselves a true jam band like what people may think of when they think of jam bands.
So Ryann, when you said you went off to college, you I guess made friends with some musicians and that type of thing. When did you first get in an organized group?
I played solo from my last year of high school until we started dating in about 2017. We started dating and he played guitar and I was playing solo regularly, and a friend of ours was actually suggested it to us. They're like, you guys should play together. And so we said, hey, that's a great idea. and the rest was history. We were an acoustic duo for years, and then 2021, the spring of 2021, the songs we were writing were getting more rock and roll, and we felt the need to have a drummer and a bass player. And so we recruited 2 guys that were local to the area at the time, and I've kind of had some lineup changes through the years, but the band formed in 2021.
2021, and tell us a little bit about how you keep a band together, since 2021. What does it take to keep pushing forward?
I would say, first of all, being love for each other. Another huge thing that we talk about is mutual respect for what the other person does in the band. I think we're blessed to have the start of the band be 2 married people, because our relationship sort of bleeds into our relationship with the other guys. We treat each other in a loving and respectful way, so that helps, kind of set the atmosphere for the band. I would say love, respect, and communication are the top 3 to keep it rolling.
Jesse, when did y'all start creating your own music? I don't know if you started off playing covers or, playing bars and that type of thing, but when did you think it was important to start playing your own music?
We were playing covers mainly for a long time. She started writing some original songs first. And then we started playing, I started learning more on guitar and how to write music, so I was able to start helping her with the instrumentation side of things. She was coming up with lyrics, and it just kind of happened. It wasn't like we didn't have necessarily a goal to write original music, but that started happening, and once you start, and if you keep doing it, you start to hone that craft, get better at it,
Yeah, I guess, Jesse, as far as creating an original song, do y'all do it together? You mentioned, maybe lyrics and that kind of thing, but, when does it all of a sudden strike, or does it just build gradually? Is it one of those things that just takes time, or do you write real quick?
It depends on the song. It depends on the song and who's got the main bite in it. Lyrically, lyrics take a big precedent in what the song does. But a lot of the times, I'll come up with a riff or a chord progression, or Jake, the bass player, will come up with something and we'll build on that, and then she'll add lyrics to that. Or Jackson will have a beat that we build upon, or she and I will work on a song, just us 2 together, and then bring it to the guys. It really just depends song by song. We'll be in rehearsal and something organic will just happen, and we'll build upon that real quick and have a song. Sometimes in a couple hours, and then she'll have lyrics in her notebook written up that she's been working on, and it'll fit, and we got a song.
I want to talk a little bit about your lyrics. If you listen closely to your music, you've kind of got some sardonic, is that the right word, or sarcastic, or maybe even needling type lyrics. Yeah. Tell us where you come from writing those type of lyrics.
Yeah, it just depends on the song. I like to be satirical in my writing a lot. I like to write about things that people can relate to, but also some things that maybe people heard a lyric and they kind of laugh to themselves, oh, that's funny or clever, So I feel like lately the direction of my song or the songs that I'm writing are more personal experiences, but I do like writing about just the world at large, in general, a lot. I like writing satirical songs about how crazy it is.
Why do you think it's important, Jesse, to play original music at this point in your, musical development?
I feel like if a band does not produce original content, then there's always room for cover artists out there in different ways. There's wedding bands, there's bars that need cover music, but if you want to get out of that scene and try to gain notoriety, then really it has to be with original. Most of the time, it has to be with original music.
So let's talk about finding your original music for those that may not have had an opportunity to hear it yet. Let's see, Ryan, where do you think, where's the best place for people to find your music? And I know this is going to be dated because y'all are getting ready to release an album, and we're doing this in 2023, and this show is probably going to come out in 2024. So if you could just kind of generalize and say, this is what we're getting ready to do, so you can find our music.
Absolutely. So we're getting ready to put out our debut album. We have a lot of singles available to listen to right now, wherever you listen to music: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. Personally, I would recommend YouTube. We have a playlist full of live videos from varying venues and varying locations. I think that's really, the entire band would agree we're performers, you know what I mean? That is our focus as musicians. So, but definitely stream the album. It's coming out pretty soon in 2024. So it'll be available wherever you listen to music.
See, where do y'all perform, and how do you keep things moving forward? I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do you prevent yourself from getting burnt out and not being excited about playing a lot of gigs?
It can be tough at times, and what we like to do is we go on tours and we take like a week off after that to kind of get let the dust settle a little bit, catch our breath. And as far as venues go, if we play a venue and we don't like it, we try not to play it again, because there's a lot of options out there. We don't mind traveling to go somewhere. So if there's a place that is better, we'll always pick it to try to get a variety of new places going. Meeting new people helps. Our goals are to play more festival lineups. Those are always really fun. Those get us out of the clubs late at night and with the rowdiness,
So what about you, Ryan? Where do you see the next step for the group?
I would say partially, I don't know what the next step is. I was very surprised by what we accomplished in 2023 and the opportunities that were presented to us. I'm excited to see what 2024 brings. I definitely foresee more festival appearances, more tours, more traveling. This year we were fortunate enough to go abroad for our music twice. I foresee just more of a focus on America in 2024 and kind of just spreading the net little by little to each state. So that's the plan.
This is for both of y'all, and you can just answer it. Maybe start with you, Jesse. Just basically, what excites you about playing music?
The music itself excites me. Just performing with my bandmates in front of people, there's always a bit of like risk involved in playing live music, and it's always something a little different every time, and all of that is very exciting to me.
I would say I agree. I love the performance aspect of it. I can be a sort of socially awkward person, so I feel the most free when I'm on stage, the freest version of myself when I'm on stage. I'm like him. I enjoy performing with the band. I enjoy the connection and communicating through music together. It's all really just the music is the most exciting part.
Is there anything else you'd like us to know about your band or yourselves or anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Check us out.
Yeah,
Come see us at a show near you.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us,
Yeah,
and
sure.
good luck tonight on
Thank you.
StudioAmped.
Thank you very much.
Eat your greens.
Eat your greens. All right.
Cool. Thanks,
Good
guys.
job, y'all.
Awesome. Thank y'all.
Yep.
I know.